I don't know exactly how to put this, sir, but are you aware of what a serious breach of security that would be? I mean, you see everything.
Code Red, we have a breach.
I just hacked into it.
David, can you hear me? We've got a security breach.
Mr. President, security breach. It's a breach of national security.
There was a security breach.
Security breach.
Security breach! He broke into his file!
This is the Mount Everest of hacks.
And the whole network is protected by a very powerful encryption system.
It has a central encryption that you would have to crack.
Encrypted?
Maybe.
It's encrypted.
Encrypted, no good.
It's encrypted.
Encryption lockout!
Stay ahead of the bad guys. Protect what matters, your important data.
Hi, this is the Technology Topics presentation. We are Team 2. Topic is data security. My name is Thomas Scardino, and I was the teammate coordinator.
My name is Brando Angel, and I was the SharePoint coordinator.
I'm Carly Campbell, and I was the research coordinator. I'm Ranjita Nair, and I was the project manager.
I'm Alex Ivanko, and I'm the deadline supervisor. We all work together in compiling research for the paper, working together on SharePoint, and putting together this presentation.
Data security refers to protective digital privacy measures that are applied to prevent unauthorized access to computers, databases, and websites. Data security also protects data from corruption. Data security is the main priority for organizations of every size and genre. The focus behind data security is to ensure privacy while protecting personal or corporate data. Data is the raw form of information stored as columns and rows in our databases, network servers, and personal computers. This may be a wide range of information, from personal files and intellectual property to market analytics and details intended to be top secret. Data could be anything of interest that can be read or otherwise interpreted in human form. However, some of this information isn't intended to leave the system. The unauthorized access of this data could lead to numerous problems for the larger corporations or even the personal home user. Having your bank account details stolen is just as damaging as the system administrator who is just robbed for the client information in their database. Lately, there has been a huge emphasis on data security, largely in part because of the internet. There are a number of options for locking down data, from software solutions to hardware mechanisms. Computer users are certainly more conscious these days, but that doesn't mean their data is safe. If a company or organization is not following the essential guidelines, their sensitive information may be at risk to one of the categories of data security issues.
That being said, these are the different categories of data security issues that are most prevalent today. Number 1, worms and viruses. Computer worms and viruses remain the most common security threat, with 75% of businesses affected by at least one virus in the last year. Worms and viruses can be a devastating effect on business continuity, profitability. Smarter, more destructive strains are spreading faster than ever, infecting entire offices in seconds. Cleaning the infected computers take much longer, and the process often results in lost orders, corrupted databases, and angry customers. As businesses struggle to update their computers with the latest operating system patches and antivirus software, new viruses can penetrate their defense at any time. Number 2, identity theft. Information theft is lucrative. Hackers break into business networks to steal credit card and social security numbers for profit. Small and medium-sized businesses are seen as an easier target than larger corporations. Protecting the perimeter of the network is a good start, but is not good enough, since a trusted insider, such as an employee or contractor, assists many information thefts. Number 3, the unknown security. With every advance in computing and communications comes new ways to exploit that technology for gain or mischief. New hardware or software releases present such opportunities. When peer-to-peer networking and instant messaging were still relatively new applications, for example, their users were attacked by malicious code written specifically for them. Security legislation. Aside from these security threats, new laws and regulations require that small and medium-sized businesses protect the privacy and integrity of the information entrusted to them. The burden is on the businesses to comply with laws and regulations that apply to their business in their markets. Next, we're going to be talking about areas of business affected by data security. One of the biggest areas of business where data security is absolutely vital is data storage and data processing. Big data is a collection of data so huge and complex that average data processing tools can't be used to store, search, share, or analyze it. In response to this, companies like Google, Yahoo, and Verizon are using data storage companies and services to store and process all of their millions of gigabytes of data. Within the next decade, the amount of information managed by data storage companies will grow by 50 times, whereas the number of IT professionals will expand by just 1.5 times. This goes to show that in the very near future, we will be less dependent on IT professionals and more dependent on data centers to manage our data for us.
Now that Thomas has talked about data storage, I'll be talking about data processing. One of the biggest security issues involved with data processing is that organizations collect and process a great deal of sensitive information such as customers and employees, personal and financial information, intellectual property, trade secrets, and company financial information. As data processing companies seek to make money on this information, they are increasingly seeking to collect data from more and more sources. They can now easily access information that used to be viewed as private, such as the internet history and cell phone applications, with ease. They do this in an effort to get a better understanding of customer preferences so they can target them easier and more effectively. By centralizing all this data in one place, it becomes an appealing target for cyber attackers.
From Facebook to Apple, most companies have had their data security breaches at one point or another. We will now look at some of the real-world examples of where data security is applied. For example, health insurance companies, Blue Cross Blue Shield, recently revealed that it lost identifying message information, including tax identification and social security numbers, for 800,000 healthcare providers nationwide. This loss resulted in its current investigation by Connecticut Attorney General, which resulted in loss and possible legal repercussions. Now we'll look at the data security. Data security means sometimes data security means big losses to companies, which create huge legal proceedings against them. However, some situations also lead to companies downsizing or shutting down because of data security breach leaking valuable and confidential information. However, if one was to ask what most companies store in their data, the answer is usually on a server within a good distance of a company. However, this creates easier access to some information, and by creating centralizing their data, servers can easily see how breaches in data security are created. Another good example what can happen is stated by Colin Tucker of Digital Pathways. He said, by centralizing data in one place, it becomes a valuable target for attackers, which can potentially leave huge swathes of information exposed, which could undermine trust in the organization and damage its reputation. This makes it essential that big data stores are properly controlled and protected.
Okay, thanks again for watching. Again, we're Team 2. Today we've covered different areas of business that data security affects.
We also covered the different categories of data security issues most prevalent today,
as well as some of the real-world examples.
Thanks again. Have a good night. Bye-bye.